Yes, as you've probably guessed, I, the big bad wolf, am here to shed some light on yet another Disney-related controversy. I'm sure you've already heard about the late-night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel having his talk show being suspended from ABC for a while in response to his smart remarks last week over the assassination of a right-wing activist I won't go into further details about to avoid getting too political on this YouTube channel. But the responses from the public that have stemmed from this are just ridiculous. I was seeing way too many people online saying what ABC did is censorship and a threat to free speech, and we're now trying to boycott the Walt Disney Company for it. Even actors and writers. And I've heard of people canceling their Disney Plus and Hulu subscriptions over it, boycotting ESPN despite them having no involvement with Jimmy Kimmel's show, or at least from what I know, and planning to protest outside the Disney theme parks the way several did outside the Walt Disney Studios. And in all this, the Walt Disney Company ended up losing $3.87 billion because of the backlash of boycotting. Ugh! This cancel culture thing is just way too crazy. I mean, this isn't the first time people wanted to boycott Disney, but now it's because of right-wing controversies. It's one thing if people are offended that Disney was supposedly against LGBTQ people, or if they're supposedly funding a war, and I will agree that joke Jimmy Kimmel made was in bad taste, and I don't blame ABC for their responding. Even if our current president is a punching bag for just about all of America's comedians nowadays. I still also remember when Roseanne Barr was fired from ABC and her sitcom revival canceled 2018 after making a racist post on Twitter X. Of course, she was never that great or smart anyway. Or Regina Carano was fired from the Disney Plus Star Wars series in 2021 as she made similar offensive social media posts to the point where she even sued Disney in response to the firing. Or if you want to go back even further, there's when Bill Maher got fired and his politically incorrect talk show on ABC canceled after making some controversial comments just after 9/11. And this was before social media, no less. That politically incorrect show really lived up to its name in that case. Of course, I myself never cared for any of those controversial celebrities, including Jimmy Kimmel. Except for a skit he did almost 9 years ago when he dressed up like a pig, looking very succulent. Sorry, my wolfish instincts were kicking in. But the point is, what Kimmel did was a pretty stupid move. But on one hand, I do agree about free speech. You have to be careful of it sometimes. And it's especially hard when the current president is acting like a certain crybaby phony king of England. As other presidents wouldn't have done such a thing compared to this one, whining that Jimmy Kimmel is unfunny and deserves to be canceled. Again, I'm not really a fan of Kimmel, but all this right-wing behavior is just uncalled for in some cases. Being an old tune, I'm kind of embarrassed at how sensitive the world has gotten since then, especially this century. I mean, back in 1933, I could disguise myself as a Jewish peddler to appear harmless to the pigs, since pork isn't kosher. But 15 years later, we had to reshoot that, so my disguise was far less offensive looking. And things have just gotten worse since then. In light of what Disney and ABC did with suspending Jimmy Kimmel, that whole boycotting Disney hubbub led to a dramatic attendance drop at the Walt Disney World Resort. Jeez, what is with these people? I know the right to free speech is important, and it's in the First Amendment of the Constitution, but that's no reason to start boycotting Disney in such an immature manner. But in this case, Jimmy Kimmel's suspending was temporary, as the show is to return to the airwaves on ABC today. I really hope he's learned his lesson, and I hope most of his followers also do so, and forget all that boycotting Disney stuff. Like I already said, I agree that having the right to free speech is important, but that could kind of have its limits in certain cases, especially in the mass media. Now, only the president can wise up, but I don't want to veer too far into that political nonsense. So I think I'll just wrap this up here. And of course, I recommend you all keep watching this YouTube channel if you don't want to see a constant barrage of political roasting.